Last summer, I hunted hogs for the first time, and I learned a lot. First off, spot and stalk hog hunting is not easy. They're smart, tough, and really fast. Second, picking the right time of year makes a big difference. And third, it's a perfect hunt to do with friends. So I was excited when I got an invitation this year to go on a primetime spring hunt in Texas with some new friends who wanted help reducing the hog infestation on their and their friends' ranches. I gotta go dead upwind of them.
We got some dust.
God, this is absolutely miserable. They're in there. Game on. Holy smokes.
Victory begins with a single step. It is formed in strategy, tested by adversity, and forged with an iron will. But for victory to be pure, it must be earned. Join Willie Schmidt on an epic quest to rediscover the last, best, pure hunts that are accessible to everyone, if they're willing to go the extra mile.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products. Clean Shot, the makers of Knockout, the frustration-free lighted knock. Fox Pro, high-performance game calls. And by the Swing Blade, with 2 blades in one to open game like a zipper by Outdoor Edge. The new Barnett Razor. Razor light, razor fast. Blood Sport arrows. We're not afraid to show you blood. And Tenzing. Go further, hunt longer.
At home in Colorado, Willie is preparing for his spring hog hunt in Texas.
Well, I'm down in the man cave today, gonna get ready for my hog hunt. I've got to get the scope taken off of this slug gun and put it on the hog stalker.
Last year, Willie went to Browning headquarters for the unveiling of the Hog Stalker, a semi-automatic 308. With a heavy barrel, accessory rails, and high-capacity magazine, it's an ideal configuration for the rapid firing often required on hog hunts.
I normally would do this at a sporting goods store, but I've got some new tools, so I'm going to give it a shot myself. Never having done this before, kind of learning as I go, reading the instructions, but Wheeler Engineering makes it pretty handy. So now I'm just going to secure the top rings on the scope.
Willie uses an adjustable torque wrench to ensure perfect torque on the scope rings, guard screws, windage screws, and base screws, which aids in accuracy and decreases the opportunity for problems in the field.
Adjusting it to the right torque is pretty darn important because you don't want to over tighten these screws. You may end up damaging the tube on the scope. And that's set up pretty darn good right there.
The next morning, Willie heads south on the 9-hour drive from Colorado to the Texas-Oklahoma border.
Beautiful morning. Got the Spanish Peaks over here in southern Colorado. Just a beautiful time to be heading outdoors. It was a bit of a short night last night. Had to finish packing late. I was pretty honored to be the keynote speaker at the Colorado Bowhunters Association annual banquet last night. A ton of fun. Spent the evening with a bunch of Colorado bow hunters, really passionate hunters in general. Just really neat the way it honors the passionate bow hunters in the state. Flat, windy Texas. Been a long drive, but hopefully going to get in time to check out camp and maybe even shoot a hog tonight.
Wild hogs are an invasive species in the United States. Descended largely from domestic pigs, these feral relatives can reproduce twice a year, with each litter producing up to a dozen or more piglets. Wild hogs are highly destructive to the natural environment and to private ranches, leading most states to classify them as a nuisance species with no bag limit.
It's a pretty big property. I guess it's 7,000 acres. And I think this is going to be a great pure hunting hunt. Yeah, it's private land, but what in Texas isn't? So pretty interesting. Anxious to see what this is all about. Hopefully see some hogs.
Willie meets with one of the hosts on this hunt, John, and then changes into his hunting gear before heading out to link up with his friend Jim Burgen and Jim's son Jordan, whom he'll be hunting with this week.
Hey,
Hello.
Jim Burgen is the lead pastor at Flatirons Church in Lafayette, Colorado.
This is my son Jordan, and this is James.
Yep.
It was his relationship with James, who is a missionary in Mexico, that led to this hunt happening. Jim has recently taken up hunting, and this is his first hog hunt, and his son Jordan's first hunt of any kind.
Well, let's glass for a
Let's
little
do
bit
it.
and then let's drive over and see what's going on.
All right.
After they get the lay of the land, the guys decide to split up in order to cover more ground.
I just dropped off Jim, Jordan, and James. And I'm gonna walk in and we're gonna spread out a couple hundred yards. Got about 2.5 hours till the sun goes down and just sit down and wait. Wind's perfect for them to come out. So I think I'm just gonna hunker down right here next to this wood pile.
Jim and Jordan set up on another side of the same field that Willie is on.
Now the waiting game begins. It's always that anticipation. Are you gonna be here 10 minutes or watch the sun go down and not see anything? I'm just hoping that Jim and Jordan get to see some pigs.
After a couple hours with no sightings, it's looking grim. But all of a sudden, a herd of hogs materializes in the middle of the field.
Willie set up about 250 yards that direction. The pigs just came out 150 yards that direction, but they're right between us, so I'm just worried about the wind. It's swirling around.
They're closer to us than Jim. Yeah, take down that big black boar. There we go. That big one. Look at all those little ones. Go with the far left one. Okay, you ready? God dang it. I thought I heard the meat report. Felt like a good shot. Let's go see if we can find a pig.
Jim and Jordan come over to help Willie recover the pig.
Native American paid off right here.
What's that?
My Native American heritage just paid off.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice pig there.
Oh, she's every bit 200 pounds. That's an eater. Boom. That is awesome.
We have some dust.
This is about as miserable as it gets.
Wow.
It's early morning of day 2. The guys have driven up to the border of Oklahoma to cover some new ground, but before they head out in pursuit of hogs, they decide to try their hand at a different nuisance species.
So before we get started on the pig hunt today, thought we'd go set up over here and try to call some coyotes. We heard some howling off here to the north a little bit. There's a great little hill here. Set up the caller and just see if we can get a coyote coming in.
The guys head higher to get the best possible vantage point.
Pretty cool, we're overlooking the whole river bottom and all these breaks and hills over here. We'll just pop up over here and get down in the shade real quick and get set up.
Willie places a remote-controlled Fox Pro electronic call down below the ridge.
Okay, where's that?
Unfortunately, after an hour of calling, there's no sign of coyotes. The group decided to head back out in search of hogs. But on the way back, they spot a big jackrabbit under some trees, providing a perfect opportunity for Jordan to take his first shot at a game species.
Okay, it's right there, right? Yep. Great shot, buddy. Let's get him out and take a fur.
Yeah. That's your first animal, huh? Yeah. Nicely done.
A first-time hunter making his first ever kill as a reason to stop and celebrate. Jordan keeps the rabbit's foot, hoping that more good luck is in store. Later that day, the group heads back out to the field where Willie took his big sow the night before. They decide to hunt from the other side of the field in order to be downwind. While waiting for the evening activity to start, the wind picks up.
Enough some dust.
Within minutes, the visibility is drastically reduced and the conditions quickly deteriorate.
This is about as miserable as it gets.
Wow.
We've been sitting here for what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Let's just get in the trees and let's work down, pop out and check the field once in a while. Instead of sitting here and waiting until it gets dark. There may be some hogs that are moving this way, haven't gotten here yet.
All right.
Let's start moving through and see what we can do.
Let's try.
As daylight quickly fades, Willie hears a commotion up ahead, but with the heavy wind, it's hard to determine the source.
Truck with a trailer. God. Well, so I don't think anything's been coming in the field right now. This is absolutely miserable.
The guys reluctantly call it quits for the evening, hoping that tomorrow brings better conditions.
There's hogs in the field up there. It's go time.
It's day 3 of the hog hunt for Willie, Jim, and Jordan. So far, Willie has been able to take 1 hog, but Jim and Jordan haven't been provided with a chance for a shot.
So kind of the thought today is we're going to do spot and stock. So let's walk the road to get up to a high point, maybe glass for a little bit, and then we can kind of spread out, work that way, and then make a big pivot and swing and come back, see what time it is and how many pigs we got on the ground.
All right, sounds good. All right, hog stalker, let's do our thing.
Jim and Jordan set up on a high ledge to glass, hoping to spot something they can work down towards. But after a couple hours of watching, they're still empty-handed.
Shoot.
Well, we have more options. I just was hoping we'd really kick off the morning with a bang. No pun intended. Pun intended, actually.
Yeah.
The guys head back to the main property to grab a quick bite to eat. Afterwards, Jim, Jordan, and James head to a blind that's been set up on the property, while Willie decides to go scouting by truck on his own.
There's hogs in the field up there. Let's go see if we can get tight on them. We're moving towards the trees. I gotta go.
Willie's scouting trip quickly turns into a hunt when he spots a group of pigs in a field close by.
They're in there. A dead upwind of them. They got downwind. They started running off through the trees. I knew it was tough, but I had to get around the slash pile and... Oh, there's another group out there about 600 or 700 yards away. Game on. They're still out there. There's a couple of big pigs in there. There's maybe 150 yards. The wind is perfect. They're looking into the sun. It's go time. It's time to load up. Just need to make it about another 50 yards to one of those wood piles with the dirt on a mound to get up enough elevation. There's a big black one on the right. That's the one I'm gonna take. Holy smokes. Got at least 2 big hogs down. Unbelievable. When you're not ready, that's when you see stuff. That's why you got the BAR. You don't have to reload a bolt.
There's so much country in me, we're not gonna cover it all.
Wow. That's a big.
It's evening of day 3, and Willie has just shot 3 hogs from a large herd. Willie's host, John, and his kids catch up with Willie to help him recover the downed hogs.
Can you believe that?
That's not bad.
All right, let's go check out this big one. Get the whole family recovering it.
Will it be big enough for a trampoline?
Not big enough for a trampoline, but big enough for lots of bacon.
Boy, that's a big pig. Look at the size of this thing. Feel how sharp that is. And that's a sow. I thought for sure it was a boar.
2 of the hogs Willie shot are down in the field, but one ran off into the woods.
Then let's go try to recover that one while we have some light. So they crossed right here.
Sitting right up in those, in here or back in here.
About when it got here, and I don't know where if we pick a track.
So we gotta find blood.
Ew.
Yep.
Tumbleweed? Oh yeah, he's bleeding.
Good job.
And this and...
Keep looking for that kind of stuff, okay?
Even though the group continues to spot blood from the 3rd hog, they're unable to find it before nightfall. But Willie still has a lot of work ahead of him from the 2 nice hogs they did recover.
It's interesting, John was telling us about a guy who shot a pig and was gutting it out. The guy got hepatitis E. He'd never heard of it and got really, really sick. So got some gutting gloves. I'm gonna put those on while we gut these out.
The next day, Willie, Jim, and Jordan meet back up for one final morning hunt.
I think if we stay, 30, 40 yards apart, that'll probably be good. There's so much country, we're not gonna cover it all.
Look over there.
Found it.
While hunting through the woods, the men discover what appears to be the 3rd hog Willie shot last night.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
It's about the size of the one. It was a black one, and it must have peeled off left instead of going with the other ones. There you go.
4 down.
Would have been a good eater. Not now.
No.
With their time having run out, the guys have to call it quits.
Well, guys, I'm sorry it was unsuccessful from a killing pig standpoint.
Still fun. Cheers. I just said you just gotta take me with you another time until I kill something.
I guarantee that will happen. I guarantee that will.
And Jordo. Jordo, you have to get on that too. All right. Ready to hit the road?
Not really.
I know it. That's a long drive.
Well, guys, it was a real pleasure.
It was, man. Thanks. Thanks.
You bet.
All right. Yeah.
All in all, it was an awesome hunt. I was fortunate enough to take 4 great hogs, meet new friends, Jim and John Henderson, and spend some quality time with Jim and Jordan. Even though they didn't get any opportunities at hogs, a new hunter was born when Jordan got his first ever animal. And that, in and of itself, is a fulfillment of the pure hunting mission.